My cutie of the week is Ron from the Traitors.
I want him as a guest.
I do too. I've been all over his comment section trying to support him because I hate how he was treated on that show.
Me too.
Yeah, right now, my one comment under his post is doing quite well where I said, I wouldn't tell Dorinda about my family either, Ron.
Well, I didn't even make it that far.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, so where did you leave off?
I watched the first 3 episodes. They dropped in a row. Then episode 4, I think that was, spoiler alert, we will be talking details. Episode 4, I think, is the one Monet went at the beginning of the episode. And I was like, Tiffany at the end. I didn't even make it that far because once Monet left, I was like, I see where this is going. And Dorinda and Michael Rappaport, and I know in the future Michael Rappaport does get kicked out, but like Michael Rappaport and Dorinda is just like an energy that is too toxic. I don't want to bring that into my heart. This is the happiest I've ever been. I think it's for a reason, cutting people like that out. Then I was like, let me just fast forward to the end, watch The Banishment. When Tiffany was banished, I said, oh, absolutely not. I'm done. Like Law and Order, done. So maybe if Dorinda goes soon, I'll tune back in, but I still have no interest.
And I don't think she's going anywhere. I do want to say we're recording this on Thursday. The most recent episode comes out tonight. So I'm talking about the first 6 episodes, I guess. But yeah, so one of the things that comes up is like Ron got the Portia vote wrong the first time. He led the charge. I wish that any of the housewives, and I feel like Candace was trying to hint at it of like, Portia says stuff out of pocket all the time. I wish they had said like, this is a woman who thought the Underground Railroad was a train.
Who thought there were 265 days in a year. I said the same exact thing about both of those things.
Yeah.
Like Candace hinted that Portia's an idiot, but she didn't flat out say it.
Yeah, and for being such a housewife that he's almost a housewife himself, Michael Rappaport, a.k.a. Superfan, a.k.a. a man who was on Watch What Happens Live again this week. What are we doing here? But like for such a superfan, you didn't know that about Portia? You couldn't turn to the table and be like, she's a beautiful woman, kind of a ding-dong. Don't think that she meant this, kind of don't feel like she has grasped the rules of the game yet. But Ron, that has now been held against him for all of time. Meanwhile, we have Jurgen's face Colton out here literally conducting a witch hunt every single week. Every week, it's like, well, I'm going to play even harder now because I'm a faithful and this is how I'm playing. And it's like, why are we still mad at Ron for episode 1, but we're fine with Colton doing this?
Yeah.
But all that to say, part of why Ron was treated so terribly is like one of Dorinda's gotcha moments was like, I haven't heard anything about your family. I asked questions about you, and he like snaps and he's like, because I don't want to fucking tell you about my family.
Did you see the interview he did where he said, like, producers flat out told Dorinda, like, stop saying what you're saying. It's not going to make it to the cut anyway. So what you're saying is just wasting time and is, like, nasty.
I didn't know that, but I figured something like that was going on behind the scenes because I've watched enough reality TV to know when there's weird continuity. But there was a point at the round table where he said, like, I'm not going to talk with you because I don't think we can do it in a respectful way. And the only thing we had seen was him saying, like, I'm not fucking talking to you about my family. And that felt so out of character for him. I'm like, that's a man who was like pushed to finally say something to her. Yeah. So I figured something was behind the scenes. And Dorinda is truly rancid energy.
And this is why I had to step away, because not watching the show is one thing, but I am a part of the internet. So then when you watch the show, even if you like watch a video of Tiffany talking about it, it like adds to your algorithm. So then all you see is Traitors shit. So then you have to see these comments from fucking idiots that are like, oh, not Ron coming for our queen Dorinda. Like, are you a human being? Are you watching the same thing I'm watching?
They're not. That's the thing.
And I also think Peacock needs to take a page from CBS's casting department and do 50% people of color as well.
100%. I think they're going to have to after this season because it's pretty egregious. Now, let's talk about the Michael Rappaport of it all. So I know you didn't watch. I know you are familiar that he got banished. I loved that the first 4 episodes, the round table was like, I don't know. I think he might be a traitor. No human could be this annoying on purpose. Like, it must be a ruse. It must be a game. Like, he must be covering for something because no person could just be this self-absorbed and selfish and rude and nasty. Like, this has to be a cover. Yeah. But then by episode 5, they're like, I think he's a faithful, but he is this fucking annoying. So let's get him out of here. I didn't know the parallels from the woman who was on Survivor.
Natalie,
when she said, like, let's get the votes together and get him out.
Yeah.
Because apparently on her Survivor season, she also said a similar statement and voted out a homophobic
The exact same
person.
words, she said. Not similar, exact. But then Natalie and Tiffany were on a press tour together, and they were talking about like how Natalie won Survivor and Tiffany won Big Brother Favorite. Tiffany was like, well, at the end, America's Favorite is a bigger deal than winning. And Natalie was like, no, I'm a winner of a reality show. I got $1 million. That's the bigger deal. And Tiffany said, you had 9 people vote for you. I had half the country vote for me. And that gave me chills just saying it.
Tiffany was great all the way out.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved watching Candace really struggle with like, and she didn't end up voting for her. Honestly, this season feels like it was meant for me because finally the world is turning on my longtime nemesis, Michael Rapaport. And I've been a Candy gal from day one, and I think she's playing it brilliantly. Nobody else could have done a conga line and it's somehow gone under the radar. I was so frightened by that.
Bad editing again. When she does the conga line, someone is like, oh my God, finally. So I do think she had been talking about one at least for earlier in the day, and it finally happened. But like to not put that in the edit just makes her look crazy.
Yeah, but I think they wanted it to look crazy. I wish then afterwards, when we know that she's safe and still under the radar, I wish they would have done a flashback of like, here's why this didn't shake anybody. But what you gonna do? Traitors, if you're looking for editors, me and Donnie have lots of thoughts. The last thing I will say is it is annoying to me that because Colton is apparently, and I'm not a Bachelor girly, so I didn't know about the fact that he planted a tracking device on his ex's car and all of this. Like, he's getting a complete rebrand of like, he's come out of the closet, and I guess that absolves him of all of his past creepy predator behavior. So I didn't know any of this. I just got bad vibes from him because inherently I hate all men. But I do hate that because he's a piece of shit, I have started noticing the pendulum swinging back to like being pro Michael Rapaport. We can exist in a world where both of these men are absolute garbage goblins. We don't need to pit. Anywho, I still am enjoying the season. I'll keep giving you updates.
Thank you.
But I really need to see some of these people go so that the people I want to see get more screen time. Because like Johnny Weir is starting to play. He put together like a little alliance of the faithfuls because he's like, we can swing the vote if we just stick together. Now, he did immediately include Rob and Candace. So not like smart gameplay, but at least he's playing the game.
Love that.